Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, December 28, 2016. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. A 14-year-old female here will spend the next 12 years behind bars after being convicted on a charge of murder. The sentence was handed down by Justice Cartian Latru in the High Court on December 13th. The female student, who at the time when the offense was committed was 12 years old, pleaded guilty to causing the death of a fellow student by stabbing her with a knife on June 18, 2015 during an altercation. According to information received, the young offender will not be kept among the general female prison population at Her Majesty's Prison, as a special place was provided for her to serve her time. Attorney and president of the SVG Human Rights Association, Samantha Robinson, told SVG-TV News that the law ensures that youngsters under the age of 16 years do not face the death penalty. She admitted that she was satisfied that the sentence was not too harsh.
The sentence of death shall not be pronounced or recorded against a person convicted of an offense if it appears to the court that at the time when the offense was committed, he was under the age of 16. But in lieu thereof, the court shall sentence him to be detained during Her Majesty's pleasure. And if so sentenced, he shall be liable to be detained in such place and under such conditions as the Governor General may direct. And while so detained, he shall be deemed to be in lawful custody. What has happened is that we have a wealth of case law that says that because we deal with separation of powers, the Governor General does not have that jurisdiction. So what it is now is that the court will detain them. So it's not even though they're in lawful custody, they are not incarcerated, they are just detained. And what the case law says, that ever so often they will come up for review. I am happy because in actual fact, she got 8 years.
Robinson said she is pleased that the young offender is also able to continue her education while serving her time and will soon be at the second form level. She, however, expressed concern that an official juvenile detention facility is needed here for such young offenders.
What has happened is that because we don't have a juvenile center, and particularly so, seeing that it's the first time that this is brought to the fore, we didn't have the as a matter of fact, it's not that we didn't. The state then had to create a space to place the young girl. So they created what they would determine as a safe place for her, and so she is getting she's being taught that the Ministry of Education has been doing the best that they could given the circumstances. And from her report, she's progressing quite well in terms of her education. She would need counseling, and she would have to have counseling for a very long time. Because like everybody knows, this is very traumatic for a person who was just about turning 13 when the incident occurred.
Disappointed is the word being used by Mengostu Jacob, spokesperson for the workers at the St. Vincent Shipyard Limited, to describe how he and his colleagues feel about not receiving the promised second fortnight and a half salary payment owed to them. In an interview earlier today with SVG-TV News, Jacob said that the managing director at the shipyard, Daniel Rovati, assured them last Thursday, December 22nd, that he will instead give them 2 fortnight pay and for monthly workers another half-month salary by the next day, Friday, December 23rd. But this did not materialize. The welder at the St. Vincent Shipyard Limited said that Ravati signed an agreement in front of several witnesses at the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, that he will ensure that the workers receive the additional payments in time for the Christmas holiday, but this did not come to fruition. He called for further intervention from labor unions and the Labor Department to ensure that the 30 workers at the shipyard get their payments.
Up to press time, he hasn't shown his face on the compound and he hasn't delivered. So we are still here, we are walking, you know, and we're just hoping that, you know, things get better. We're disappointed. The whole staff is disappointed. And we are hoping that if he does not find the money, he come forward and say something to his staff, because up until the 22nd, we haven't seen him down here for over 6 weeks, which I find, if you have a staff, is really disrespectful. And then on the day you come in to pay, you're telling them they can't get their salary. So we are hoping that also that whoever is listening in terms of government ministers, officials, take a look into the matter as well. And let the workers down here get some justice in terms of financial.
Jacob says he and his colleagues are trying to keep their morale up and call on the managing director of the St. Vincent Shipyard Limited to keep his word and deliver on his promise.
As you all know, we currently in a state that we can leave today and go and get another job tomorrow. So we encourage them to just hold the faith, and then we always see what happens. That's basically what we are doing. But the morals are wavy, you know. Some have high spirits, some have down spirits. So those are with the down spirits, we try to encourage them to keep going. Yeah.
If you could tell Mr. Ravati anything right now, he's looking at this and watching. If you can tell Mr. Ravati anything right now, what would that be?
I will be saying to him, as I said to him several days ago, the workers need their money. It's long overdue, and they actually need some money because they have people have a lot of things to do, obligations. And I think he should find the workers' money and deliver it to them.
When SVG-TV News contacted Ravati, he said he was trying to get things organized to give more money to the workers. Last Thursday, December 22nd, there was a strong police presence on the compound of the shipyard as irate workers protested about only getting half payment of salary for 2 months owed to them. Ravati, who has been running the company for close to 2 years now, on Thursday left the compound with a police escort. Earlier today, he called for understanding and cooperation with what he describes as a cash flow problem facing the company. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has awarded a contract to OB Sardu Engineering Services Limited of St. Lucia for the construction of a new bridge over the South River at Middle Street, Kingstown. The construction of the South River Bridge will be executed under the Component 1 of the World Bank-funded Regional Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, which is implementing interventions aimed at reducing the risk of flooding to the public. The contract, worth some 1.7 million EC dollars, represents the lowest qualifying tender received. The existing structure is an old stone arch building whose structural integrity has been compromised by age, floods, increased vehicular weight, and the impact of roots from a nearby tree. The relatively small opening of the old bridge has contributed significantly in recent times to flooding in the area. The works will include the demolition of the old bridge, the construction of abutments to accommodate future channel widening, and the erection of a reinforced concrete slab. The new bridge will be approximately 18 inches higher and has been designed to withstand expected increases in flooding due to climate change events. The replacement of the bridge forms part of the government's efforts to improve national resilience to natural hazards and longer-term impacts resulting from climate change. The work on the bridge is expected to commence on January 9, 2017 and last up to 6 months. In other news, Executive Director of the National Insurance Services, the NIS, Reginald Thomas, says the institution remains committed to its quest for excellence. Thomas was speaking on Friday at the graduation ceremony for 11 participants who completed the Principles of Management course. The course, which was geared towards managers and senior supervisors, was designed and structured to be interactive, as it also sought to prepare the participants to assume leadership positions. In his address to the gathering, Thomas said while the NIS strongly advocates succession planning, he urged the graduates to take full advantage of every opportunity given to them.
Recognize that others among you are different, and so support, coach, and counsel and lead them regarding what is right. Seek always to be transformed personally, because the man or the woman in the mirror is what is important. Action still speaks much louder than words. Respect yourself and respect others. And so be committed to excellent visionary leadership and exemplary conduct. Believe that we can create the future. And looking back in the NIS for 30 years, we have created the future. Not only have we created a future, but we have created a reliance, a foundation on which our pensioners rely. Because earlier this week, when up to the end of November, we've already paid out $55 million in benefit payment. That is not an activity of an institution that is not weak.
One of the participants of the course, Felix Bowman, said the course was a worthwhile venture.
Scope of this course left no stone unturned in ensuring that we are equipped to undertake and effectively execute more responsibilities. The course material proved to be not only well structured, but also quite engaging. The use of visual aids complemented eloquent verbal delivery, which captured our attention from the beginning of each lesson until the end. The delivery of each module sparked our curiosity, which spilled out of the classroom and found its way into our own discussions with each other. If you need further proof, then I need only reference the 100% passing rate of the course.
This is the first cohort of the NIS Principles of Management course, according to facilitator Dr. Minerva Glasgow. The second cohort will begin the program in early 2017. 38-year-old Kish Prince of Lomans Bay is nursing a stab wound at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. According to the police, Prince was involved in a fracas with his 56-year-old mother, Laverne Prince, on Tuesday, December 27th at around 11:45 a.m. During the altercation, Kish sustained a stab wound to the chest with a knife. His mother has been charged for the offense and was remanded in custody until next week, when a bail review will be done. Point Village took home the title of national champs in the Vilna Community Lighting Competition for a fourth consecutive year. SVG-TV's Bavin Oliver has more on the results in this report.
In the Vinlek Community Lighting Competition, in Zone 1, Rose Hall took the top spot, with Rosebank taking second and Trimico coming in third. In Zone 2, Belvedere took the top spot, with Town Hill being beaten to second position and Sion Hill taking the third spot. In Zone 3, Cotton Grung emerged victorious, with Richland Park taking second and Stubbs coming in third. In Zone 4, Point Village emerged victorious, with Oya taking the second spot and New Grungs coming in third. In Zone 5, Port Elizabeth, the square under the almond tree, took the top spot, with Friendship Bay taking second place and Paget Farm taking third. The national championship was won by Point Village, with Rose Hall taking second and Belvedere taking third. The Best Lit Garden was taken by the Recreational Park in Roseau, with Cess for West Arnonsville taking second place and Richmond Hill Gardens taking third. The Best Lit Private House was taken by Miss Olivia Da Silva in Cane End, with Jimmy Samuel taking second spot from Rillan Hill, and third was the Batiste residence of Lower Cattels. Best Nativity was taken by the Recreational Parks in Roseau, with Town Hill taking second spot and third going to Belvedere. Marvin Oliver, Evening News.
Meanwhile, SVG-TV News caught up with Olivia De Silva, the winner in the Best Lit Private Home competition, who stated that the theme she chose, Shaping the Heart to Celebrate Christ, was inspired by the Bible and the Holy Spirit.
I've won this competition now for about 8 to 9 years. And the truth is, I'm being inspired by the Holy Spirit. So whatever I do, my planning and my creativity, they come from inspiration. So for this year, my theme was Shaping the Heart to Celebrate the Birth of Jesus. And that came from Matthew 15 and verse 8. When the Lord said, these people only honor me with their lips, giving him lip service, but their hearts are far from him. And because of that, I was able to create hearts, which are still being shaped. And this was the main motive behind the theme.
De Silva thanked all those who assisted her in setting up her lights and promised that she would defend her title next year.
Now, here, because of the theme, you have many shapes going on around the house, inside and outside. And it is beautiful, as everyone is saying. And I just thank those who would have come to help me, because I couldn't do the high ones this time around because my knee is still recuperating, and therefore it's like I'm thankful for the outcome. And next year will be even bigger and better with the help of God, I'm positive of that. So come on me, I'll be in.
Irving Tensions continue to give support and to treasure the unique festival known as 9 Mornings. That's according to Chairman of the National 9 Mornings Committee, Michael Peters, as he spoke with SVG-TV News on the challenges faced by the committee in ensuring the success of the festival. Peters noted that finance, as well as the fact that many communities were severely impacted by the recent trough systems, posed some challenges, but he was heartened by the increase in the number of communities which participated in this year's festival, as well as the outstanding support from the general public.
We know that there were a lot of other things happening in the country which may have been a deterrent, but that did not stop a lot of intentions from coming back home, and there were significant numbers who came back home, along with a number of visitors, which is why December, if we look at the visitor arrival statistics, continue to have the highest number of visitor arrivals, and a large part of that has to do with the fact that our Christmas celebrations with 9 Mornings as a centerpiece continue to attract a lot of people. And Vincentians are proud of 9 Mornings, because we can go anywhere in the world and hold our hand up and say we're the only country in the world that celebrates Christmas like that. And we remain fiercely proud and protective of 9 Mornings.
Peters added that the 9 Mornings Committee implemented a number of measures aimed at increasing community participation and explained some of the initiatives which have yielded some success.
Added a new judging category as part of our lighting competition. We introduced what we call the Best Nativity Scene competition, and if you travel around to the various community lightings, you would have seen a lot more nativity scenes, which has sort of disappeared from the lighting over the years. But every community, if you go across in Missing Guys, you'd have seen everybody putting in their nativity scene. So certainly that worked. And we also increased the prize money available in some areas like Best 9 Mornings Community and Best Christmas Community, because we recognize that a lot of volunteer work going from these communities. People come forward and volunteer at the time, so we have to provide them with as much encouragement and assistance as possible, because at the end of the day it's all about keeping the tradition of 9 Mornings going and making sure the festival stays appealing to Vincentians at home and abroad and visitors. So
Peters added that the committee will be looking at getting more persons involved in the decision-making process of the festival.
Following that, we began the whole review process early in 2017, one of the things we have to look at very carefully is the management of the festival. Myself and Lennox Bowman, we have been here for a long, long time. It really is time for new brains, new ideas, new people to come forward and to take the festival forward, because our period and our term of service is not indefinite. So that is one of the priorities this year, ensuring that new people get involved in the whole management and organization of the Nine Mornings Festival, and that process will begin early in the new year as part of the evaluation of 2016 festivities. But we are always looking at ways of keeping the festival alive, keeping the tradition going, and ensuring that it remains attractive to all, Vincentians at home and abroad, and visitors as well.